Probably about 15-20 minutes. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The Hurricane Watch Team is here with your latest update on the tropics. We got quite a lot to talk about today. First of all, if you didn't see our video that I did post earlier today at about 11 a.m. Central Time, we did a tropical update on Tropical Depression 17 here. It got updated at 10 a.m. Central Time at 1500 UTC with maximum sustained winds being at around 35 miles per hour. I expect that at 4 p.m. Central Time that it will be upgraded to Tropical Storm Rick. We're going to be closely monitoring that as this storm does continue to, in fact, intensify. So that's something we're definitely have to be watching closely, because it's something that we're going to have to watch for sure in the coming days. So that's one of the first things I want to keep an eye out on. And again, here is the storm right here. That's the current location. At 10 a.m. Central Time, it had maximum sustained winds of 35 miles per hour. So there's the system right there. Air pressure is 1,007 millibars. It's moving to the west at about 10 miles per hour. Also, just so you know, we will be keeping an eye out on any kind of tropical development here in the Mediterranean Sea. I actually looked at the models, and they're saying this system right here is going to move in this direction, come down south, come back out over the waters, and develop in this area. Fortunately, the latest model from the latest GFS run has showed that it is much weaker, and it's not very well developed at all, and there's a chance that there's now more of a chance that it doesn't even develop in the first place. So we certainly have to watch and see if that is in fact the case. But that is actually the system this is the actual area of disturbed weather right here. It actually looks like it's being sheared off to the north, to the east because of the cold front. And it's gonna kind of move it's gonna kind of move like this, kind of move south, and then back over the waters, and possibly impact not only Italy but also Greece. If I can move my hand in that direction, in the correct direction. So first things first, I do want to show y'all what I am talking about here. So I'm going to first pull up that system there in the Mediterranean Sea, because certainly it is something that is on a lot of people's minds here. And, you know, generally I just want y'all to kind of see right there, there's that system. It moves south, comes back over the waters. It tries to close the low, but it really looks like a disheveled area of low pressure. But at the very end, you can kind of, towards the end of the frames, we do in fact have a second tropical disturbance that develops. It pops up here. That's roughly in this area right here. I want y'all to see. And so that's something we'll have to watch out for. See right there? Another potential tropical disturbance there in the Mediterranean Sea. I don't know if that's going to happen. That's way too far out for us to make predictions on. Right now, I'm going to focus on the first one, because it does certainly have the potential of producing tropical storm conditions for portions of Italy and Greece, if that does in case happen to come out to be true. We're mainly going to sort of focus on the West Pac, but I do want to take a look at the models. Other models like the European model. Actually, I did look at the European model earlier. It's not very well organized either. So as you can kind of see, if we start back here, go all the way back, you can kind of see it makes landfall, it tries to make a comeback. Now the CMC has a much more tighter, a much more well-defined center circulation. You can kind of see it right in this region right here, there off the coast of Greece. Much more well-defined, much more well-developed there. As you can see, with probably winds of 35 to 40 miles per hour. You can kind of see it looks like almost another storm. So you have this first storm, then you have another storm that develops. And so, I mean, there's a potential where we could see up to 2 storms, but for right now, we're going to mainly focus on the first one. And in the rare case that we do see another tropical system in the Mediterranean Sea, we will keep you updated, because that right now they're showing there isn't a massive possibility, but the fact that there's any kind of possibility is quite worrisome to us. This is, I'm going to go to 060. So you can even see this was a last run. And even it is showing some kind of tropical development of a low pressure system there in the Mediterranean Sea, right in this area. So most of all the models have an agreement that there's going to be some kind of closed low in the Mediterranean Sea next week. And if that is the case, again, we will be giving updates. Again, our next update, we'll be doing video updates. Now, when this system makes landfall, we will be doing live updates, live video coverage, live stream coverage of this storm as it makes landfall. We'll be doing satellite imagery. We'll be doing analysis, looking at the storm, looking at its closed low, seeing if it has a closed low center of circulation, seeing the wind speeds, the wind gusts, the amount of rainfall we can see from the system. And this is even if it does exist. And just so you have an idea, the system is literally right here. Put this into motion. Oops, that's a terrible color. And that's literally so blue when I clicked on pink. It's not the very best, but it's something. But again, this is the area of disturbed weather that we were watching. According to the GFS and most of all other models, this is the area of disturbed weather that's currently situated over eastern Spain. Not quite Gibraltar. Gibraltar's way down here. So this is the start, the potential, the tropical wave, if you will. Now it is very, very sheared. You can see northeasterly wind shear hitting and displacing the center of circulation. But this is kind of move south over Africa, down south, and then it's going to come back over the Mediterranean Sea. And that is when this could actually make a big comeback. Now, if it survives, it doesn't get completely shredded apart and survives the interaction with land, and it survives and makes a comeback, that is when we could see this develop into something a little bit more serious. So I'm going to come here and take a look, and I'm going to make this a little quicker. So this is going to kind of show you what the development of what we've seen with this tropical system. So we do have a cluster of thunderstorms situated over the extreme southwestern part of the Mediterranean Sea. Again, if this does begin to develop more tropical-like characteristics, there it is, right there. There is a possibility where we could see that system develop into something that is more tropical. And if this does in case happen, again, we'll be giving much more updates. You can really see it's flaring up and going through a lot of convection. And that's something that we're closely watching and monitoring because it is something that is a little bit worrisome because it's very, very rare. People are not used to seeing these kind of systems at all. This is very glitchy. So once again, I'm going to just sort of circle where this is sort of going to go. So the system's right here. I'm literally going to give it a yellow X, and I can't see this very well. We're going to say the low is right here. And it's going to kind of come over here. And it has the possibility of something like this developing over in this region. So again, that's currently where the center of circulation, I don't know, I'm just assuming where the storm is currently located at. We're going to, again, put this back into motion. And so we have an idea of where the storm is at, what the storm is doing, what the storm looks like at the moment. In terms of all its tropical characteristics, because again, this is the system that we're going to be watching very, very closely here in this next several days. Now that it's making its way over the extreme western portions of the over the Mediterranean Sea. So that's the system, I believe, that has the possibility of developing. And again, I'm going to be showing you all those models. I'm going to check out the chat in case anyone has any comments, questions, or concerns. Okay. So that is what we're watching right now, but again, it is very, very sheared. I do want to make this just the past, we can just do the past 12 hours. So, I mean, it's probably been over the water for the past 12 hours. I think the wind shear is starting to decrease, and so if this continues to, there is quite a lot of convection in this portion of the Caribbean, and keep in Caribbean Sea. I'm always used to saying Caribbean Sea instead of the Mediterranean Sea, because it's not something I say a lot. So certainly this is something we're going to have to watch out for, absolutely, possibly developing and moving into the western portion, or into the south central portions of the Mediterranean Sea. This is very, very rare again. This storm is very, very sheared, but shear is probably going to start to decrease, and the storm has the possibility, again, of developing into something a lot more significant. So, again, there's the system right there. Just want everyone to know where the system is at. It is still producing a lot of heavy rain near the coastline of Spain, but it is starting to move away, and it's going to start making its way farther south and make landfall in northern, I want to say that's Tunisia, or Tunisia. That's something we're going to be watching closely. So, all right, that's it for that. I do actually want to go to windy to take a look at the infrared satellite, because I want to know what is the convection looking like in this storm. If there's a lot of convection in this storm, there's a possibility we could have another problem. Because if there's a lot of convection in this tropical system, there could be a lot more convection, which means the rain could be pretty heavy, and which looked like there was definitely some rain happening. So again, this is a tropical disturbance right here. The convection isn't huge at all. This is the storm right here. So as you can kind of see, that's what we're looking at right now with this tropical disturbance. Again, it's not super duper massive. It's relatively small compared to what most tropical disturbances can be. Much larger and much more significant, depending on sort of what you're looking at. So we're going to be looking at some satellite stuff. Alright, so again, there is that storm right there. More, lots of convection, probably closer towards the southern portion. Not what I meant to click on. You can really see in terms of convection, I mean, -50 to -60 degrees centigrade. I mean, that's moderate. Anything above -70 degrees centigrade is pretty close. That's getting pretty up there. That's not super intense, but it's getting up there for sure. Alright, we're going to go to the weather dots. I can literally pull out my chair over here and you could probably still see me if this is low enough. My own little desk back here. Y'all won't be able to still see me, so I'm going to move this camera down. Okay, certainly we'll be looking at this. I'm gonna move this down and over and around and Okay, perfect. So I do want to look at weather.us for any kind of this is really going to help us kind of get an idea of what we're looking at with this storm, and if we start to see a closed low, we will definitely let y'all know, because now the current stream I'm doing right now is at 1 p.m. The next stream will be at 7 p.m. My next video update on Invest 99 on Tropical Depression 17E could potentially be tropical storm. Our next tropical storm there in the East Pacific. I will give you that update there at about 4 p.m. Central Time. All right. Okay. I can't see nothing. I'm going to click on the GFS. I can read from here, but it's not that easy to read. Alright. Okay, and then we're going to come in the future here. What hour are we at? Incredible. Incredible. Okay. So I do want to just sort of pull up the fact that now, thankfully, I can do this correct way. And it's pretty zoomed in. So you can kind of see where the storm makes landfall and stuff. And I'm just sort of like, it can be very, very difficult because understanding where, not just where the storm makes landfall, but truthfully how strong the storm is at landfall. We know that currently the storm isn't very strong because we can actually look at wind. And there are no barbs. The barbs are they're not going in a circle. You come over to the East Pacific, and it's a completely different story. The barbs are going all the way around because it's a closed low. See how it's closed? The low center of circulation is right there. The low is closed, and it's a closed low closed low center of circulation. So that first right there tells me that's a closed low center of circulation. So that's one of the first things that tells me, is that right here you can kind of see there's a closed low right there. The wind is going all the way around the storm 360 degrees, which is closed low, which means it is able to be identified as a tropical depression at least. So very well defined right there. I'm going to check up on the chat in case anyone has any comments, questions, or concerns. So many questions all the time. So that's one of the things that I first kind of wanted to just pull out and bring out and say that is that it has a closed low. So if we go to satellite images, and go to water vapor, this will give us an idea. This is so hard. This is so much harder than it needs to be. Low 2 south. Give me a second, though. I can't see hardly anything. Give me a minute. This is very, very hard. I might have to put that laptop this whole thing somewhere else because it's very, very hard. Oh my god. Day and night. Oops. Oh wow. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna do only night. Or day and night, I mean. And we're gonna do infrared. Cloud tops. If we can get to 6 hours, that'd be great. It's taking forever. Okay, there we go. So that's the system I'm talking about right here. This is the current satellite imagery. Is this again this storm? It's gonna kind of come here and then kind of come down here. Well, I guess you could say it's like a parabola. Kind of comes across, comes back down, up, and it's gonna do something like that. And I kind of wanna I wanna show y'all this because if we look at the GFS. If we go back, you can see the system right here. System's right here. It's just gonna come down and like that. I don't actually know if that's the exact path. And so there's a lot of land interaction, so there isn't have a whole lot of we'll have to see how well developed it gets the closer that we get to the time period. So again, just this general area is really where it's going to develop the most. And I mean, we could see, up to 50 to 60 mile per hour. We could see up to 60 mile per hour sustained winds if the storm intensifies like some of the models are showing. I think that's rare. Could it happen? It could. Truthfully, it could. So this is like tropical wave, sort of, but it's sort of, and the air just, you know, is kind of coming like this. Now I think I see the low level center of circulation. Is that the low level center of circulation? I swear to gosh, this is it. Okay, you have wind coming this direction. You have wind coming this direction. You have wind coming this direction. This direction. This direction. And then this direction. And then this direction. So, I mean, it isn't completely closed. It's sort of lopsided. It doesn't look very good. But I think this is the low-level center of circulation. There's wind shear that's cutting right across it, blowing all the heavy convection off the center of circulation, which is why it has this disheveled look, and it doesn't look very well. So I'm going to say that is my estimation of where the low-level center of circulation is at. All right, I'm going to say the low-level center of circulation is right here, and there's a lot of wind shear cutting across it like this, which is why a majority of the heaviest rain is away from the center of circulation. This is known as wind shear. So this is trying to obtain some kind of tropical cyclone status, but it has an LLC sort of. Again, there it is right here. The LLC is right there, but once again, it's gonna kind of move in this general direction. And so that's the generalized direction that's going to move in, and it's because it's going to come down south, and right now it does not look very good. You can see more than 90% of all the cloud coverage is away from the center of circulation. I don't have a website. You're doing a 15 sub special. Okay. Congratulations. So that's something I wanted to sort of talk about is the low level center of circulation is right here. This is going to produce a lot of heavy rain as it moves over northern Africa. Now, again, there is a lot of wind shear right now. The storm is not able to develop very well because of all that wind shear. But there's the center of circulation right there, and it's going to move in this general direction towards the south. And it's going to produce a lot of heavy rain over portions of northern Africa. So I kind of want to keep this update quick. My parents want to go get something to eat. Unfortunately, I can't have this to be like an hour long and answer a bunch of questions. Don't forget to like the video, to like the stream. That's going to help us a lot. The next update will be at 4 p.m. and that's going to be an update on Tropical Depression 17 in the East Pacific. Like the video. That's it today, guys. Unfortunately, I can't stay here all day and talk about this because my parents want to go and eat something, so I got to close this up quick. But the next stream at 7 p.m. Will be much longer, and I'll go into much more detail about what we could be seeing with this possible disturbance here in the Mediterranean Sea, and also what we could be seeing in terms of the Westpac. And how there could be some rip currents off a lot of rip currents, and even tropical storm force winds for portions of Japan. So be ready to see something like that, and also be ready for another stream. And again, my last video tonight might be around 10 o'clock tonight. Excuse me. My last video might be around 10 o'clock tonight, where I do a video and an update on potential tropical storm. That tropical storm, I can't think of the name of it. Potential tropical storm Rick there in the East Pacific. With all that being said, that is it for today, guys. Don't forget to like the video, stay safe, and peace out.